नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यान ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् मत्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् ॐ Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, content in the 18 chapters and showering the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudevasutam devam kansachanuramardhanam devakim paramanandam krishnam vande jagat. O son of Vasudeva, slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And today we will take up this 72nd shloka of the Sankhya Yoga, the second adhyaya, second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Incidentally, this is the last shloka in this second adhyaya, the Sankhya Yoga, and Sri Krishna is now bringing this topic to an end of the state of attaining brahma-nirvāṇam, state of attaining the ultimate knowledge, state of attaining the samadhistha sthiti, the condition of getting one into a state of enjoying the ecstasy, enjoying the ultimate peace. And then what happens? So this is the last shloka in this chapter, the consummation of what all Sri Krishna has told up till now in this Sankhya Yoga. And especially after Arjuna asked that question, sthitiḥ ka bhāsha, how do you explain, how do you describe a person with steady wisdom, one who has attained the ultimate knowledge? How you describe that person? How does he behave? And what happens of him? And Sri Krishna has explained everything to Arjuna and to us. And now, to end it up, to sum it up, whatever he has told in the previous verses, in the previous shlokas, Sri Krishna says, eṣhā brahmi sthitīḥ pārtha naināṁ prāpya vimuhyati sthitvāsyām anta-kāle brahma-nirvāṇam ṛichchhati. Now, this is the ultimate teaching of Sri Krishna on this Sankhya Yoga, on this philosophy of knowledge, of getting the ultimate knowledge, of getting that condition, getting into that, reaching that pedestal, reaching that level of being sthita-prajna, of the steady wisdom. eṣhā brahmi sthitīḥ partha. Partha is Arjuna. O Partha. eṣhā brahmi sthitīḥ. eṣhā is this. Brahmi of Brahman, of ultimate truth. Sthitīḥ is state. Naināṁ prāpya vimuhyati. Naināṁ is no, not. Eṣhā is prāpya, having obtained. Vimuhyati is deluded, confused. Krishna is telling, having reached this state of attaining Brahman. eṣhā brahmi sthitīḥ. Having attained this state, prāpya, obtained this state of merging oneself with Brahman, understanding the ultimate reality, gaining the ultimate knowledge. Naināṁ. That person never ever vimuhyati, gets into any delusion, gets into any confusion, gets deluded by Maya, having reached Brahman, having understood Brahman, having understood the ultimate knowledge. The person doesn't get deluded by this bewitching Maya, bewitching illusion. Sthitvāsyām. This having established, asyam is in this, sthitva established. Having established in this, sthitvāsyām, anta-kāle, at the end of the life, at the last moment of this life, having established in this truth, api, even, he may not be doing any great deeds during his lifetime, but even if at the last moment he merges himself with his own self, he thinks about the Brahman, he thinks about the ultimate reality. Even at the end of his life, anta-kāle api nirvāṇam ṛichchhati. Ṛichchhati is again attains what? Nirvāṇam, oneness with the Brahman. So even if a person at the last moment in his life thinks about the Brahman, thinks about the ultimate truth, thinks about the one without another other, thinks about the indivisible Satchidananda, the Satchitananda, existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, which is indivisible, which cannot be broken into two, which cannot be like Krishna had told earlier, which you cannot wet with water, which cannot dry with the wind, which cannot burn in fire. If even at the last moment you meditate upon that, person thinks about that, even that person attains ṛichchhati nirvāṇam. He gets nirvana. He gets the ultimate salvation. This, O Partha, is the Brahman state. Knowing, getting sthitvāsyām, becoming sthitvāsyām, gaining the steadiness of one's wisdom. Attaining this, none is bewildered, none is deluded, none remains confused. What to do, what not to do, that kind of confusion is just not there. Being established in it even at the death hour, a man gets into oneness with Brahman. He attains nirvana even if he meditates upon that state at his last moment on the deathbed. Objects seen in dream have their value as long as that dream lasts. While we are dreaming, everything that is happening in the dream is so real to us. We are totally involved in that dream. We laugh, we cry, we become afraid also in the dream. Only at that point of time. Pleasure and pain experienced in it have also their importance. But on coming to wakefulness, when we wake up, the dream world is rejected as delusion. If it is a good dream, it is a wonderful dream, we feel sorry for that for some time after waking up. Oh, such a wonderful dream I was enjoying, and the dream has come to an end. And if it is a dreadful dream, the moment we wake up, we heave a sigh of relief. Oh my God, that was just a dream. And we are so happy. It was just a dream. In wakeful state, to us the dream is just a dream. But in the dreaming state, the dream is just as real as we experience life during our when we are awake. Brahma-nirvāṇam is the highest state of existence. getting into which the ordinary wakefulness itself is equated with the dream. This is the beautiful reality Sri Krishna has told in this last verse. The ultimate reality is having the experience of being one with the Brahman. And when one attains that experience, for that person, even this ordinary life that we are living when we are awake is also a dream. Because from that perspective of being one with the Brahman, even this wakeful state is nothing but a dream. Because this is also going to end sometime, end someday. It is not permanent. Like the dreams are not permanent, this wakeful state is also not permanent. It is absolutely impermanent. It is a temporary phase we have come over here. Mundane existence, the brahma-nirvāṇam is the highest state of existence, getting into which the ordinary wakefulness itself is equated with dream and set aside as valueless. And then one starts realizing, oh my God. But then one goes so above the level of thinking that one did not even think, oh, I was such a fool to have enjoyed this life while being awake, because that also is a dream. One goes even beyond that process of thinking. Then there is no thought, there is no word, there is only me and my Brahman. Me becomes Brahman. Brahma-nirvāṇam is also designated as aparokshanubhuti. Aparoksha anubhuti, the experience of the aparoksha. It is transcends the mind and intellect, one which has never been thought of, which is far beyond. It is that experience, aparokshanubhuti. An individual short of this illumination is called as jivat. If he holds on to the body after intuiting it, he is classified as jivan mukta. We are all jivatmas because we have still not reached that state of experiencing oneness with Brahman. But by the grace of Mother, by the grace of the Lord, if someone gets into that state and still continues to live this life, that person is called as Jivan Mukta. He is free while living in this body. As all rivers re-enter the ocean and become one with it, all jivas re-enter Brahman and get identified with that absolute state. That is ultimately that is going to happen with each and every being, not only human beings. All the living beings on this earth, animate, inanimate, everything is ultimately going to get merged in that ultimate reality. As the river waters, they have to merge in the ocean. And this is the goal of life. If this state be attained even at the last moment when the body is about to drop, the man enters brahma-nirvāṇam. And this thought, throughout life, a person might have led a wretched life. But if at the last moment on the deathbed, if that person meditates upon the Brahman, he starts realizing his oneness with the ultimate reality, his oneness with the Lord, his oneness with the Mother. Even at the last moment, on that deathbed, he gets liberation, he gets nirvana, he becomes one with the Brahman. He is no more embodied. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has given a beautiful teaching on this particular aspect. The newly married daughter-in-law is given plenty of domestic work by the mother-in-law. happens. I mean, like the newlywed daughter-in-law, as she comes home, she starts sharing the duties of her mother-in-law. But as she advances in pregnancy, her work is reduced. Initially, she is flooded with work. Do this, do that, take care of this, take care of that. See that everything is cooked properly. Everyone in the house is fed properly. All the works are given to her. And then, over a period of time, when the daughter-in-law becomes pregnant, then slowly the workload starts getting lesser and lesser. After birth of the child, she is permitted to be busy all the while only caressing the baby. And once she delivers the baby, then her duty is nothing but to take care of that little cute little baby, and that's it. No other work is handed over to her. All her duties, all the works that have been dumped on her, they totally vanish, all those works. Attainment of brahma-nirvāṇam is analogous to this. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. Attaining brahma-nirvāṇa, attaining the ultimate knowledge is something like this of delivering a baby. Then all your formal works, your ritualistic works, they all come to an end, and then you have to only take care of the baby. You have to keep on, you only have, you get merged in that real self, Satchidananda. Through the devout discharge of one's duty, one's mind gets purified and comes to know of the presence of the Lord in one's heart. And this is a teaching of Sri Ramakrishna on this Karma Yoga also, that as one keeps on performing the duties with a great devotion, with the mind completely merged in the Lord, with the Lord, then one starts realizing the presence of Lord within one's heart. Then work is steadily abandoned and constant communion resorted to until at one man is reached. Then what happens? Then the ultimate end of such a condition is at one ment, one with the Brahman. Automatically it happens that one constantly becomes merged with the Brahman. And that is how the person reaches that state from where there is no delusion, there is no more entrapment by this bewitching Maya, the delusion of the Prakriti aspect of this entire divine play. And that is how Sri Krishna has ended this Sankhya Yoga with the ultimate, summing up the entire teaching in this Sankhya Yoga, that once one reaches this state, all delusions come to an end. And he has also pointed out, even if a person does this at the last moment of his life, even then he attains nirvana. And like Sri Ramakrishna has given the example that all through the life, the daughter-in-law has been so busy doing this work, that work. The moment she delivers a baby, that's it. Likewise, we have been doing the work all through the life. Sometimes remembering the Lord, sometimes not remembering the Lord, sometimes feeling why I am away from my mother and all those things. But still extremely busy in our respective jobs, in our respective duties, in our respective engagements and all that, in our respective enjoyments even. But even if at the last moment, it is a ray of hope Sri Krishna has provided to us in this last shloka. Even if at the last moment one meditates upon the Brahman, one feels a yearning to be merged with the Brahman, the person attains nirvana. Like the daughter-in-law delivering the baby, and then there is no more coming back, there is no more rebirth and all those things. Then just enjoy the time with the baby, enjoy the time with the Brahman, with the ultimate reality. So that is how this Sankhya Yoga has ended. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Samvade Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyodhyayaha. In the Upanishad of Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Brahman, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastre, the supreme, the science of yoga, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvad, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. In this, Sankhya Yoga Nama, in this chapter by the name Sankhya Yoga, in this chapter designated as the Yoga of Knowledge, here comes to an end the second discourse, the second chapter, the Dvitiya Adhyaya, the second Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanam. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur.